Hello, my name is Eric Scheninger. I'm the principal of New Milford High School, which is located in New Milford, New Jersey, up in Bergen County. And as my role as principal, what I'm trying to do is take the New Milford High School, which is located in a blue-collar community, and really transform the institution into a 21st century learning center. And I'm very involved with leadership in the area of educational technology and working with my teachers on how to effectively integrate that technology in a classroom to improve teaching and learning. And one of the biggest things that I've begun to dabble in is how to leverage the power of social media tools to improve the learning environment in my school. And I've become very involved with the use of social networking primarily to promote the students at New Milford High School, to showcase the different innovative practices that my teachers are participating in, to become more of an effective communicator with my stakeholders and other constituents across the state and the country. And we're also using it to establish a branding presence at New Milford High School, and as well as professional growth and development. With my role as a principal, I feel that one of my primary responsibilities is to be able to effectively communicate the mission of New Milford High School, our vision, and how we're moving forward with change in the 21st century. And what social networking has allowed me to do is sort of not rely on the media as much anymore to showcase all the great things happening in New Milford High School. And what we've been able to do with Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Flickr is sort of become our own source for public relations and information. And everything from student achievements to events that are going on, we now have the ability to get that information out to our stakeholders for free with Twitter and Facebook. And what's great about our use of Twitter in schools is that it's free, and I can actually get messages to my parents via SMS text messages in their cell phones on everything from athletic events, schedule changes, any type of accomplishment, whether it be at the art show, at the winter concert. And that has allowed me to catch the eye, per se, of major educational stakeholder groups. And we've forged various partnerships with different organizations in the educational technology community and higher ed to bring about opportunity for the students and staff in New Milford High School. And because of social media and social networking, we have some educational companies that have basically given to us tens of thousands of dollars worth of technology for free. They have come to my school to train my staff, work with students. I've been able to become in contact with major media organizations, and one example is CBS News New York. Channel 2 was at my school 5 times last year to do stories on the great things happening, and I can honestly say it would never have happened without social media. And in today's environment where there is so much emphasis on student achievement and accountability on the behalf of teachers and administrators, it's real reassuring for me to be able to easily promote all the great things that are happening in my building, because unfortunately that's what's getting lost in the shuffle. We have students doing great things. We have teachers that are taking risks and evolving with the times, and that just has gone by the wayside because there is so much emphasis on the negative. And with social media and social networking, it's allowed me to get past that and just barrage my parents, alumni, with all the great things that are going on. And it's really helped to instill a greater sense of pride. And it's also created a more transparent environment in terms of what we're doing in Milford High School. Whereas a few years ago, the only time we really communicated was through our website, snail mail, which is when you send the different flyers home and so forth. Now, through our Facebook page especially, and our Twitter updates, everyone really gets a peek into the daily happenings at New Milford High School, whether it be from a curriculum standpoint, test scores, or just individual student achievements. For example, today, one of our students was the North Jersey Player of the Year for girls tennis. And there was a nice article in the Bergen Record, but now the alumni can share in that by going to the Facebook page and reading that article that's linked to it right now, and they can actually discuss it. So it's really brought a whole new dynamic to how we operate in New Milford High School. And what we found is we've gotten a lot more publicity in terms of other organizations that would never come to my school. Pearson will be sending a representative this Friday to meet with my social studies teachers because they heard through one of my blog posts about what they're doing in a classroom with innovative technology and how they're really motivating and engaging kids. And the most satisfying part about all this is it's great. I can sit here and I now speak all over the country about social networking, social media in schools, but to really see the impact, all anyone has to do is talk to my students. And 2 weeks ago I was in a meeting with my superintendent with a variety of students that represent the diversity of New Milford High School. And we started discussing on what we could do or what they wanted to do to make New Milford High School a better place. And the superintendent came to one freshman and asked that student, you know, what bothers you? What would you like to see changed? And the student goes, I don't understand why so many of my peers come to school unmotivated to learn. And I found this very interesting because that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my staff to embrace this concept of how you can take a solid pedagogical foundation, combine it with effective technology integration, and really connect with today's learner, because outside of school they're so connected. Then when they come to the majority of schools, it's sort of like they're imprisoned, because what they're used to outside of our buildings is the exact opposite in our buildings. There's policies banning cell phones, social media, social networking. You're not really seeing as much effective technology integration. But as I started to probe the student about why students are bored, I started talking about my passion for technology integration. And unscripted in front of my boss, every student in the room, about 13 of them, started talking about individual teachers that were doing exciting things such as blogging, using cell phones as student response systems, other Web 2.0 applications that really make learning exciting and it's more meaningful, relevant to the kids. And the students, their voices speak volumes. That's the type of learning environment they want. They want to be challenged, but they also want to utilize the tools that they're accustomed to in a way that makes them allows them to be creative, to express themselves. So really, we're trying to take that whole 20th century style of preparing our students to be successful in an industrial society to preparing them to be critical thinkers and prepare them for jobs that aren't even created yet. I feel you really do this by opening up and removing the constraints that are put on traditional school systems and really relinquishing control. I see myself sort of like a big cheerleader, supporter, and modeler for my staff, but I really leave it up to them on how they want to, what direction they want to move our school into. And it really would never have happened if I hadn't come across Twitter, decided that I want to use it to communicate, and that opened my eyes up to a whole new world of educational technology and 21st century learning that I really thought I understood, but after a few months I realized how I really did not understand it at all. So we've seen so many benefits since we've started to roll out extensive use of social media and how we communicate at New Milford High School. And it's ranged from alumni reaching out to me saying, it's so great, I'm down here in Florida and I'm reading about New Milford High School in the news because I don't get the Bergen Record or I don't get Channel 2. I will have parents now either email me at my school account or call my office saying, hey, my child did this, can you put that on the Facebook page? And my biggest fear is I am the moderator, I am the manager of all of our social networking sites. Everything gets updated by me. And sometimes I tell parents that, and students and teachers that all you got to do is get me the information and I'll get it out there. In terms of media partnerships that we've formed, besides Channel 2, we've had Scholastic come to my school and actually interview students and my teachers. We've had Edutopia, which is George Lucas's educational foundation, write articles on what we're doing. We've been the focus of many blogs. Personally, I've been asked to speak all over the country to sort of model for other principals and educational leaders of how you can effectively roll out social media in terms of what you're doing at your school, whether it be from a teaching and learning standpoint, a communication standpoint, a professional development and growth standpoint. And in these times where finances are pivotal to the functioning of schools, because there's been so many cuts across the nation, is that there are so many free tools out there. Everything we now use from a social media, or as I like to call it, this Web 2.0 standpoint, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, I mean, those are the ones that everyone knows of, but there are other exciting tools that can be utilized in the classroom that focus on promotion, discussion, measurement, collaboration, things such as Google Docs and Google Apps, VoiceThread, Wordle, social bookmarking, RSS readers, all of these things that most people, when I speak, don't even know what I'm talking about. But I was there a little, over a year and a half ago. I knew none of this. And now these are tools that I use on a daily basis to connect with other educators from all over the world and my community of New Milford, because that's really what this is all about. Everything we do with social media in New Milford High School is to get the information to our parents and to get the tools and the know-how to my teachers on how to effectively utilize them. And that's really the impetus for all this, and it's sort of grown now to where a lot of the things that we're doing in New Milford High School are being viewed not only in New Jersey but across the country, and we're now engaging in conversations with our colleagues and peers in different states and different countries. And this past year we actually utilized Skype, which is a free Web 2.0 tool for video conferencing, and we did a real-time lesson with a class in Iowa. We paired up our classes, we did a lesson plan over email, and then the students actually met in real time and engaged in a lesson collaboratively. We've also Skyped to Israel. We have a Holocaust study tour at New Milford High School, which we've been doing for about 10 years. And it really is a national model. Our program is very, very well renowned. And we now, in our Holocaust course, Skype with our guide in Israel in real time to not only talk about the Holocaust, but to prep for the trip. And now we have teachers and students, when they go to Europe in the spring, they're blogging on their experiences, and teachers and students back here at New Milford High School are commenting on the blog posts. And this has sort of had a trickle-down effect where now other teachers are blogging in class. And for students, it's a different feeling to actually get on a computer, to type your thoughts, and to get reaction from other students. The biggest thing in classrooms today is, from a participation standpoint, a lot of learners are reluctant to participate because they're afraid they might get the answer wrong, or how they might be perceived if they say something that is not correct. And blogging and Poll Everywhere, which is sort of a free program you can use on your cell phones, gives every student a voice. And it really builds self-esteem and confidence, because now every student has the opportunity to share their thoughts, to be assessed, which in traditional settings we can't honestly say that is happening. And those are just a few of the things that we're excited about what's happening, and being able to share that. We've rolled out using cell phones for the first time, which are banned in the school. Kids can bring them, they can't use them, they can't have them on. But basically we empowered the teachers to make that decision to utilize the cell phones after they were trained. Being able to share that as a principal, to see how far we've come from me personally running around the building, taking phones from every kid that had them out, to now observing teachers, non-tenured teachers, where they're actually taking those risks, having the students use the phones, seeing the data in real time in terms of the questions that they're answering on the content, and seeing that data fluctuate based upon their answers, and seeing the students' faces and how excited and engaged they are in the lesson. As an administrator, it's very gratifying to know that, I haven't really forced this change. I've really sort of just modeled it, been a big cheerleader and supporter, and now seeing these practices start to become entrenched throughout the building and really changing the whole learning culture has really made this an exciting time for me to be a principal in New Jersey.